Hey, this is the World Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is the question of, is technology ruining us as a species, us as human beings, is what I want to talk about today. So I'm going to talk about this particular topic today, and what I have to say for it might surprise you, what my opinion is for it, as the truth of the matter is, I have a strong opinion on it, and you might be quite surprised by what it is, okay, compared to what a lot of other people say. So anyway, that was my introduction, so now it's time to get started. So when it comes to the question of technology is ruining us, the simple answer I have to say to answer that question in the most honest, straightforward way possible is yes. Technology is ruining us. And the reason why it's ruining us as a species is because it's making things too efficient, okay, for people to do things without human beings being needed. Whether it could be things like self-driving cars, self-operating things like restaurants that don't have to use human beings, stuff like that, all the way to things like AI technology, AI art, AI music, and so on and so forth. It is ruining us because it's taking away the need for human beings. And human beings, no matter how you look at it, will always be superior when it comes to quality of skill, especially when it comes to creativity, like for things like music and art, the creative arts, because human beings have originality and they can come up with an idea. All AI and technology can do is make as many calculations as possible. So the truth of the matter is humans will always be better, but of course from a business perspective, obviously they're more focused on efficiency. How much can we create something as effective as possible, without having to use human beings and save costs, yada, 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 stuff like that. And what I have to simply say about that is that I just think that stuff is just simply, useless, because the truth of the matter is technology, back to my main point, and I'll get to that later on what I was saying just now, is technology is ruining us because it's making things too efficient. Because the truth of the matter is, if we have these robots and these technology do everything for us, then what's the point of human beings? Becomes the biggest question, of the matter, okay? What's the point of having human beings? And more specifically, we as human beings lose our power as a species, as through things like self-serving, learning how to create art, music, it gives us power. And through that power, we can even speak up and talk about the injustices that happen in the government, that the government has taken part in, and so on and so forth. We have that power. When we have technology do everything for us, what power do we have? Nothing, because there's not going to be any point. And this is the problem a lot of people have in the world, which is actually really fucking annoying, to be quite honest with you. Which is the thing is, people say, well, we can balance AI art, and AI technology, like open AI with human element, but that's not how reality freaking works, okay? The simple answer to the question when it comes to answering that question is that business people are like this, okay? They're going to be thinking in their head, okay, why do I want to waste my time creating all these things for people to use, whether it could be things like, instruments, or in the case of art, like technology that helps you learn how to draw, like digital pens, things like that, and so on and so forth, or even for things like cars and technology and stuff that you can drive yourself and all that type of stuff, when I can save costs as much as possible by having a machine do everything for you without having to use a human being in any way, shape, or form, or in other words, create the materials that human beings need to produce those things. Not to mention, obviously, it's a faster thing to do. And that's the truth of the matter. Business people are like that. They're very cheap. If they could literally spend $0 when it comes to the part of producing before, of course, selling to other people, they would. They are very, very, very cheap. And that's the truth of the matter. They're very cheap, to be quite honest with you. So you can't say you're going to have things one way or the other. And that's a problem with a lot of this new generation. They're always like, they have that way of thinking. Everything is always one way or the other. You can't, that's not how the world works. It's either give me one answer or give me another answer. Okay? You can't go on no BS about, well, the two can live in harmony together. AI art and music and stuff, for example, out of the many different things technology is ruining, things like AI art and AI music, alongside human beings being able to do it without that stuff. No, the world does not work that way. And if you think the world works that way, then you don't understand how the world works. People like things in a very straightforward way. Humans work like that. We in general, for that matter, specifically the people who run this world are like that. It's either one way or the other. There's no compromise there. And as usual, they're gonna fucking ruin things like they usually do, to be quite honest with you. And that's the truth about technology. It'll take away the power of the everyday people to do what they need to do. Is technology evil? No. Obviously, it's improved our life. Like the phone I'm using to record this is an example of technology. But at the same time, the truth of the matter is, when it comes to something like technology, for that matter, the things these people have been doing have been taking things way too far, to the point that there's just no need for human beings whatsoever. And I personally feel they're doing this because they're afraid. They're afraid. They know the world is changing. They know they're losing their power in the world. Just like, for example, why do these people want robotic cops and robotic soldiers and stuff? So those robots can do everything that they tell them to do without them rebelling and complaining about, oh, this is unethical to do, and so on and so forth. Even look at what's going on in Israel and the war crimes, that the Israeli government does. Whether you believe in the Israeli state or not, that's up to debate. But what the Israelis, the way they're carrying it out is very cruel and evil, and they're attacking civilians. Now imagine that in a situation where there's robots doing it. They're not going to question it. Some IDF members have quit because they complained about the atrocities. Now try having robots do that. Robots are not going to quit. They're going to do everything they're told. And it's the same thing with what happens when people are going to rebel against the government, because the government haven't been treating people well ever, for that matter. So the truth of the matter is, they're doing this because they're scared. And that's the truth of the matter. Even looking at how people are realizing the world is run by secret societies and the Illuminati. It's true. It's true because they're scared. They're scared. That's why they're trying to push this shit. Because they know they're fucked if people actually still had the power they had. So that's why these things are happening. Now, anyway, aside from that fact, though, now let's also talk about, of course, since this is the World Advice Channel, talk about the solution to the problem. Now, when it comes to the solution to this exact problem, the simple solution is what I refer to as drawing a line. Now, when it comes to the topic of drawing a line, to be quite honest with you, you need to learn in life to learn how to draw the line. Now, when it comes to drawing a line, it simply means this is a very strong limitation. This is the very limitation of what you can do. Just like, for example, okay, for soccer or any sport for that matter, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is the very limit for how it goes, okay? And when it comes to technology, I believe technology is okay, and we should continue to use it, like more efficient smartphones, more efficient cars that can take, like, for example, electric cars, whatever. But anytime they try to take away the ability for people to use it, or the human element for that matter, the people being able to actually create their own stuff, or whether it's the creative arts, or even just the ability for people to drive cars and all that type of stuff, they should not be able to do that completely, if anything. And for that matter, not at all, for that matter. Maybe for some of the things, maybe a bit of an exception, at least in the case of a car. But aside from that, they shouldn't have the ability to truly completely take the human element from it. Because they're doing that because they want to take away the power of the people. And the truth of the matter is, I don't believe in it. I believe humans should still have power and influence, and that's where I draw the line. Anytime they try to take it away, then then that's going past the line, and we draw the line here. So the truth of the matter is, that's what I truly believe. And this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Because simply put it, the corporations want to have all the power, and they want us as everyday people to not have any more power. So anyway, this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video and videos like this, thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button, and that is all. And simply put it, later.